Hello and welcome back to the Drivers Room Endurance Championship. This is Season 2 of Tier 1. This is Round 7 at Goodwood in the Group 4 cars. As we take a look at the standings, you can see that Dawson and Plux are tied at the top of the standings with 202 apiece. Dawson would sneak it though, as he has more victories. In third we have Gadget, who is a fair way back, 20 points back, but neither of the top two are racing in tonight's race. So he has a golden opportunity to leap forward to the front and possibly take his maiden championship in Kyoto. The rest of the field is a little bit further behind, with Mac, Senna and Kim, the closest challengers, all fighting over that fourth position. Let's see what happened down at Goodwood. So we see the cars there in the evening sun here in Goodwood. Let's take a look down on the grid, see what occurred in qualifying. So, at Goodwood, we have Gadget here on pole in the Alfa Romeo 4C, car he took to victory at Brands Hatch earlier this season. Then we have Smithy trying to redeem himself after a poor race at Brands with that Megane trophy. Then we have Kim with an excellent qualifying in third in the Megane front-wheel drive. Same with Muller here, he's also in the front-wheel drive Megane. Wilco with his qualifying of the season up in 5th position in the Ferrari. Of course, that car has race-winning pedigree. We have Senna in the Mustang. Good qualifying by Senna. Fabro in the SLS, only his second appearance this season. He'll need to finish strong if he wants to avoid relegation. Cafe with probably one of his weaker qualifyings we've seen in the NSX. Ricey much further down the grid than he would want to be in the Jag. Then we have Ben. Look for him to move forward in the Megane Trophy. Daz in the fast-starting four-wheel drive Subaru, so he doesn't have to do too much off-roading. And Canny, who's having a bit of a dismal season at the back in the Jag. Let's see if he can put on a decent show today and get himself out the relegation zone. So we have Gadget on pole, Smithy alongside, just as we had at Brands Hatch. Let's take a look, see what happens as the lights are building, their engine notes are building up. And we are away. Good start from the Alpha, good start from Smithy as well. Fantastic start back there from Wilco, and the two slow starting Megane front wheel drives. Another great start by Senna in the Mustang as well, as Wilco is challenging him there. Sees he takes third position. A terrible start from Fabro there. We'll have to take a look back and see maybe what happens to Fabro. Poor start from him. We're on board with Gadget. Great first corner for Smithy, he's all over the back of him already. through left-hander up towards the long right-hander, double apex. Tuck it in here, roll it out, and then run it back in. Great start by Wilkinator, really what he needs for his championship. He's one of those drivers locked in that relegation battle. Senna all over the back of Kim. He's always started well in that Mustang, but the tyre wear has always let it down a little bit. Hold off Kim so far. Smith, who's dropped back a little bit after that initial charge. These two settle down at the front. We should expect to see another Gadget and Smith challenge battle today. Possibly Kim, who's looking like he's shaping up and moving to T1. Further back, Daz with a pretty good start. He's already dispatched Ben, and Kim did make that move. Let's see how that happened. Look back now into turn 1. The McGann has got exceptional speed in a straight line. Thanks to the balanced performance of the front-wheel drive cars, so it's not going to be quite so good through the corners, but it's wonderful through on the straights. You see Muller back there. He's run wide and picked up damage, and that's not going to help his race at all. Pit probably this lap. Front damage on front wheel drive car is not exactly what you want. And there's Fabro recovering after that terrible start. I'm telling you now, he's actually using the wrong gear at the start and he accidentally put it in 6th gear. Of course, 6th gear not exactly the prime gear for starting cars. Gadget starting to build a small gap. It's not really breaking away. Now we'll see if Kim can close the distance to Smithy. Cafe in the 6th position. Nice clean start for Cafe. A bit of stick early on in the season for some slightly scruffy race starts, but a great start from there. Watch the leaders go through the chicane. Hardest corner on the track. So easy to overcook it. Either clatter a wall or run wide on the exit. Senna having a look at Wilkinator. Getting that fantastic up there. There's Miller dropping all the way to the back. That damage. The Continental sponsored entry. SR Racing as we jump back to the front of the grid. Smithy. Pretty good first lap time. Kim had an absolute fantastic lap so far. It's the fastest lap of the race so far with a 14.9. It's a very strong lap indeed, considering heavy fuel. So they're still pushing after Wilco now. Top 6 cars still fairly close together, and a little gap back to Daz. Daz, who has found the ball fast. Oh no, racing. May have been in the 7th position actually. Remote, you can see on the screen. It's Ben. He should start moving forward in that McGann trophy as the stint wears on. Excellent tyre wear in that car. Now he's trying to make the best of an interesting choice of the Subaru. You see Fabro going a little bit wide there. Wide the corner. Canny looks like he's had an error early on. Just to keep it on the track. Jump back to the front, and this time it looks like, yeah. Did have a better lap, he's just closed it in a bit. Kim with another good lap, 15.0. These top 3 really start to stretch their legs if they can. Start building kind of a 3-way group at the front. Gadget pushing hard. It's worth mentioning that this is the first race with the new update that came out on the day of the race. So all these drivers having to do with slightly different physics engines than they practice with. So the cars will handle a little bit differently, so we'll see if that catches anybody out. Through that 4, nice line through there. Just flipping that apex, back on the power, it's all about conservation of and that's Smithy not doing that. And like I said, it's really easy to do that, just push a little bit too hard, and now Kim will just latch onto the back of that slipstream. And while Smith will recover that speed because of the slipstream, just because Kim was fast to start with, he'll chomp down that gap, and the car that's better through the fast stuff anyway. This whole first sector's fairly wide open. So we see Cafe's got up to the back of Senna there. Wilco's had a problem. He's got full engine damage. We'll have to see what happened here. So we run through lap 4. Wilco a little bit off there, but still a fairly good line if we go through the chicane. Fairly tidy. Oh, has he got one? Yep. One wheel on the gravel, and that is the car fired into the wall. Really unfortunate there for Wilco, who really needed good points. So now on lap 5. Gadget starting to push a bit harder, gets a purple first sector, Smithy there. Starting to be put under more pressure by Kim. As we move up and over the hill there. Such a tricky corner here. All about getting that car turned back into the second part of the corner with the throttle almost as wide open as you dare to keep the momentum up. And Smithy, he's had a good run through the middle sector so far. A little bit off, but I think he had a mistake in the first sector. Oh, Gadget had a little wiggle there, and he's got that corner wrong. He's up on the grass, and that's going to give Smithy the lead. And that's all it takes around here, because this course is so flowing and fast. You barely touch the brakes here, and actually Kim's going to come through with the better exit. And Gadget, one small mistake and that drops into third, and that little Alpha is not very punchy in a straight line, especially when there's something like McGann in front, where he can't maximise his corner speed as easily because there's a McGann in the way. Every time he comes up the corner fast, and then he has to lift it off, do not get the power quite as early as Fabro's had good recovery so far. We'll be up to 8th position ahead of 10. Damage, a couple of positions. Canny up in the 10th position now with Muller in 11th and Wilkinator unfortunately at the back. If he can press on, he might be able to get some decent points out of the Ferrari. Actually a purple first sector there for Wilkinator, so the car's fast, he just has to keep it on the road, which has basically been the story of Wilk's season. With Gadget through the chicane, a better run through that time. It's Kim who seems to be on the charge right now. We've seen a bit more of a racy Kim this season. He's kind of had a bit more self-confidence. Just that front row start. Senqua really kicked off his season. Board with Cafe, who's running just behind Senna in the NSX, the sole NSX in this race. Of course, and Lux had made it. We would have had 3 of them. It's a very good car, nicely balanced for a mid-engine car. Good top speed, decent through the corners. May not be quite so specialised for this particular circuit. Smithy and Gadget's cars were the cars considered the best for this track. Gadget and Smithy both picked their cars based on this circuit and Brands Hatch. Fast, flowing corners, all about not losing momentum. The 2 cars that they have picked are very good for that. Fabro up to 6th now, so a great recovery from Fabro so far. Fabro, who's always been quick, he just makes errors or doesn't turn up enough. Goodwood Kappa now in the 5th position. No, just can't hit. A bit of janky editing there. This is how Fabro got past then. Ricey made the mistake. Let's see how he does Daz. Oh, Daz looks a bit wide through there, missed the apex a bit. And yep, that Subaru's gone a rallying. Just keeps it out of the barriers, I think. Maybe skirted along them, but nothing too bad. Lost a lot of momentum now. Anyway, back behind Ben. We're now on board with Smithy, and look how close Kim is behind him. He's having a look, he's got the better car in a straight line, and he's just going to power past Smithy there. And Smithy looks like he's caught a wall. We didn't see that on the broadcast. Smithy has touched the wall, got into the front left damage, so I'm expecting he's probably clipped the wall of the chicane. And now Kim's got to make hay. Both his rivals for this race. Having made errors, he's got to keep it clean, push hard in that again. Now see what he's got out front. Cafe has dispatched Senna as well. So great drive by Cafe so far from 4th position. Jimmy get everything he can through there. Of course, again, not the best car through here. Lose speed through here, and you can see how Smithy started to catch up, but much better exit out of there than Smithy got for Kim, and he's pulled away already. Now Gadget will be starting to see if he can find a way past. Do it through T1. Smithy wide on entry to T1 next to the damage, and now Gadget's going to have the better momentum. He'll have the inside, and he just slips through there. Good recovery for Gadget. He can now set his sights on trying to close down Kim. Kim isn't exactly going slowly. Like I say, Kim, who's had a fantastic season, really starting to come into his own in Tier 1. He's finding a little bit more consistent excellence. The tracks and the cars that he likes, he's really starting to push forward. Cafe and Senna both having a tidy race now. Favreau in 6th. Keep it on the road, should pick up some points and may save himself from relegation. So he's too quick really to be in Tier 2. He does deserve to be in Tier 1 in terms of talent, but if he doesn't have the points, he's not going to be able to stay there. There's Canny. He's having a bit of a difficult race so far. But he is ahead of Wilco. If he can stay there, he'll pull out a few more points over Wilco in this race. We'll see how that affects the championship, if that was to stay the same way. Here's Gadget, of course, using that slipstream with the big McGann. Help pull him forward. Ooh, a little bit of a interesting line there as we go on board. Gadget in the Alfa Romeo. You can see Smithy in the rear view camera there. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there. Too much twitch. And now Smithy's actually coming back at him, even though he's still got damage on that car. This has been a very closely fought first stint. Oh, and Gadget goes wide again. He's going to have to get off the... Yeah. Now, and Smithy's wide there too, and these two keep opening the door for Kim. Kim, who's putting in an absolutely fantastic race. Definitely his best race that he's done as part of Drek. Cafe now, starting to bridge that gap to oh, as we see Favreau makes a mistake, hits the wall. Goes out the way of Righty. And unfortunately it looks like Favreau's thrown in the towel. It's a bit of a shame, that's going to basically lock him into a relegation drop. So I believe he's not racing in round 8. That's a real shame for a driver with a lot of promise. There is Kimmy. Camera work there. So Smithy back in front of Gadget. Gadget will start to close down Kimmy a bit. Kicking himself for a second unforced error. Looks like the car's catching him out of it. Oh, Smithy's wide through there. Front damage really starts to take a toll on the car. You can see the amount of wear he's got on those tyres. Again, Trophy's being excellent on tyres, and Smithy now pits, as does Cafe. These two taking the opportunity just before the 15-minute mark, so they'll be on a free stop more than likely. Kim to maybe coming in at the end of the next lap. Gadget likely to be doing something different. His tyres look fairly clean, even though he's had a couple of errors. Picking his battles, he knows that this is a massive opportunity for him to pull a lot of points over his two rivals. As we see Canny pulling off, it'll be our second retirement of the day, unfortunately. Canny again, another driver who's probably locked himself into a relegation spot, but we'll take a look at the points. Daz in the pits there as well. So, good lap 12, let's see what the leaders do on pit stop strategy. Of course, Smithy came in, so we'll see where he comes. The leaders come out relative to him. So Kimi, he does pits, Senna pits as well, and as I said, Gadget trying something different. We are on board with Smithy there. So can he jump, or who can he jump? Looks like Kim's come out ahead of him and actually managed to maximise that gap a little bit. So Smithy with a scruffy opening lap on that stint of tyres. How he recovers from that small error. Again, Trophy with its almost central driving position. In comparison to the front wheel drive one. Ben, who hasn't pitted yet, jumps himself up into 4th position. So he's using the tyre wear in the Megane very well. Senna in the Mustang. And Cafe looks to have had a problem. He has picked up damage on his outlap. What a shame for Cafe, who was driving so well. Another driver who needed some good points. He's probably safe from that relegation fight. He is a better driver, you know, he's a faster driver than what he's showing right here, and that mistake really isn't indicative of putting more points up on the table. Points up in the table. Gadget now stays out. We'll expect him probably to pit at the 20-minute mark, so around lap 15. Just before that, 14 or something like that. And Smithy now setting his sights on Kim. Expect Smithy to be better than Kim at the start of this stint. Tyres the way that they are. He pits after his damage, and he's now going to fall behind Muller, who's recovering up to 7th. The help of a couple of retirements and others making errors. It hasn't been a great season for Muller. Dropped back a few positions in the standings so far, and seems to have had very little luck, if I'm honest. Bad couple of rounds and bad choices in terms of car choice for the tracks with the Aston Martin. Not really panning out in Tokyo. They're actually strong, but the wet weather kind of ruining that chance. As we're back on board with Smithy now all over the back of Kim. These two, of course, have pitted one time. Gadget has yet to pit. Smithy goes in with a much wider line, but then cuts back onto the apex with a much straighter exit. He can carry more speed through there than that. The front wheel drive, and again, looks like it has to take that tighter line. Doesn't have quite the same road holding ability, but look at the difference in speed out the chicane. Kim just plants the throttle and away he goes, and Smithy catches back up through this first first turn. And look, Senna's caught back up to these guys as well, so a great drive by Senna. He could be mixing with a podium position here today. He can keep his nose clean. Gadget there, out in front, still putting in some reasonable times. The tyres are starting to drop that first stint. Set of tyres, always the tyres to get the most worn for the amount of time because you've got the most amount of fuel on. And Kim with Smithy all over his back. He's going to just have to keep it clean. Use the advantages of the front wheel drive, which means you can get the power nice and hard and early, no chances of oversteer from the driven wheels. Smithy can close through this section, just a much better line, but that is mostly because of the car. As we see Gadget now in on lap 15 before the 20-minute mark. And who's that in as well? It looks like Ben is also matching his strategy. He did it on supers. Great drive by Ben so far. Ricey moves up position, Muller moves up another position. Expect Ben to come out just in front of Cafe Del Mar. Cafe's mistake, but he will have the momentum. Can Cafe close up? Move on the McGann Trophy. Have the straight line speed advantage. Starts to move to the inside to jump back to this lead battle. See, Cafe did make it back through on Ben, so we're on board with the leaders, and again, this is the part of the track that Kim struggles with. Another great drive by, great pace by Senna in that Mustang. Really staying with these, the other three stock runners. If anyone makes a mistake, he's got a really good chance here of maybe nicking a podium. Gadget not too far behind, all that he stayed out. If he can close in on the leaders. The strategy should work out. There is Rice. A very clean drive so far. Car's not been particularly fast, but he's kept his nose clean out of it. Made that small error earlier, but apart from that, good drive. Another one who's benefited from some mistakes by others, but sometimes that's all you need. For a season that, again, I think Ricey would want to forget. Not been his best showing. He had a really good chance of strong points at Tokyo, and then had an unfortunate little spin, and that spiraled into a lot of mistakes. Just trying to overdrive the car to make the time back up, and in the wet, that's very difficult to do. Here's Gadget now. It's going to be closing down onto the back of Senna. See how that works its way through. We're on lap 17. So at the beginning of lap 19, we're now rejoining the action with Smithy. Oh, that looks a little bit deep into there, and it is. It's under pressure. And that will allow Senna through up into second place. So this is a fantastic drive from Senna. I think Smithy will be okay from Gadget, but this of course helps Gadget in his two-stop strategy. And the guys in front know they have to make the time of a pit stop up, almost the whole pit stop up. They tend to push a little bit harder, and a little bit of dirty air from Kim. Gives Kim a little breather for now, but Senna isn't far behind. Great drive by Senna. A real good chance of the first position, and maybe even second. You can see Smithy now pit on lap 23, just before half distance. Gadget retakes that position. Senna was in as well. He's decided to fuel up, it looks like, along with Ricey. And we missed Kim's stop, but Kim also pitted and comes out behind Smithy. So Smithy with a very fast stop. Kim looks like he maybe had a slower one, took some fuel on. So Smithy trying to run the car light. Gadget out front. Crossover time for the 2 and the 3, so it's now Gadget's turn to be out front. Drive so far. Get back on board with Smithy. Smithy's had maybe his worst season to date in the driver's room. Never really had a chance to be a championship challenger. Had some difficult races at the beginning of the season. Brands Hatch, which he didn't score at. He didn't take part in either round 5 or 6. So a lot of points lost there. But still always one of the quickest drivers on the grid. Always expect him to do well, and he'll come back roaring for another title challenge for season 3. As we look a bit further back down the field, we can see Senna, who pitted and took on a lot more fuel, is still thereabouts. Gadget now with a big gap on board with Senna and Ricey, and Ricey goes wide again. We've seen this once already, just needs to gather it up. Oh, and Cafe had a little look there. Can't quite make it work for himself. Ricey with a good enough exit there. He's going to have to bide his time through here. He can't go too aggressive, but he'll have a better line. And Ricey runs wide again on that inside line. Can get the car turned. That's very much a drive from a Cafe who's starting to really understand Drek in Tier 1 a bit better. Understanding that, you know, heavy damage is really costly to get. And doesn't try and force a move, waits for the other guy to make the mistake and picks up free position. As we see Smithy, he's pushing for a purple lap there, he's purple again. He runs it a little bit wide. He's going to have to recover that. Doesn't lose too much time. He goes wide again. Going to have to be careful. He is pushing hard now after Gadget. So Gadget way out ahead at the moment, and Smithy absolutely throwing that McGann into the corners. It is an excellent car, loads of grip. It suffers a lot in the straights, but it is a wonderful car to run. So much grip and downforce. With Senna, 6th position now, a little bit away from the other guys. On board with Ben now on lap 31. Can Ricey get out ahead of Ben? Fuel on board, yes he does. Ben coming out the pits right now. You can see him just in the frame of view now. Of course, he'll be coming up to speed. Ricey will have the momentum. He's going to deal with the slightly of dirty air. And he should come up to speed about now. The big problem with the McGann is the McGann Trophy. Sorry, not the McGann front wheel drive car. That's the one that Miller's got in the 7th position. Ben comes back out of 5th position. This is a great drive for Ben, something he really needed for his season. This is another one of those guys in that relegation battle. He needs a strong result as we see Gadget now pits from the lead on lap 32. This is his second and final stop. 41 minutes into a long time. 22 minutes on that set of tyres. Let's see if Kim can jump in. This is crucial for Kim's strategy. Gadget now onto the super soft tyre, so he's fueled and tyre to the end, and it's a bit of a controversial move there by Gadget. He moved a little bit back across the track there as Kim had the run on him. Kim had to brake. In IndyCar that would probably be considered a bit of a block. He made a second move after the other driver had moved. That would have to go to the stewards if anyone wanted to inquire. I'm saying no more. And Smithy there, currently the leader, but he'll have to pit in the next 4 or 5 minutes. And we'll have to take on a fair amount of fuel. Kim, of course, took his fuel on earlier, so we'll have a relatively quick final stop. He's probably saved enough to get away with not fueling at all. Sit behind Gadget as Gadget starts to pull away. Oh, a mistake by Smithy on lap 34. Is he going to try and ditch it into the pits? Oh, and it's a classic Gran Turismo glitch where he's clipped the barrier and the game's reset him with damage, unable to get into the pits. He's at least managed to keep his lap as we see Kim pit in now, but what a shame for Smithy, who recovered really well and loses about 5 seconds there through really very little mistake of his own. Senna now comes in. He's almost completely out of fuel. He'll drop back behind these guys. That Mustang is letting him down on the fuel pump side. That's a shame because, like I said, Senna's driven a great race. Really could have been up there fighting for the lead positions, and the car's let him down again. He does like to stick in this Mustang, but I think it's probably time he gets out of it because that car just seems to let him down time and time again. If it's the tyre wear or the fuel, just one of those two things. It can be fast, but it's just not a good endurance car. Maybe we'll see him leave that car soon. Run on board with Ben in the 5th position. Muller, who's through some magic, has got himself back up to 4th, but he does need to pit. Senna in 6th place now, a little bit off the back of these guys. Muller dive into the pits. Ben is all alone in his defence against Senna's charging Mustang. But Ben with a great race up into 4th position. Consider where he started on the grid. It's a fantastic job by him. Power of the Mustang will give him a huge advantage as we head through the fast sweepers. So let's start to slow down. Right, a slower, tighter left, about 95 miles an hour through there on a quali lap, maybe a little bit more. We're going to find a way around the outside of there, is he? That would be lunacy. No, Ben can hold it there. Ben needs to control that momentum. Run back into the heaviest braking zone on the course, down from 145, about 145 miles an hour. Lead off the speed as we accidentally cut back to the wrong car there, thanks to Gran Turismo's stupid car selection thing. Ben losing the position and send it back up to 4th place. He has driven a great race with 10 minutes left to go. Back on board with Smith, who after his mistake a few laps ago, we're now on lap 40, and he's managed to catch back up to the back of Kim. Really gutsy drive by Smithy. Can he find a way past the other McGann? The sister style of car. You can see the differences in the two car designs right there. You see the differences in how they drive as well. Again stuck behind them again. Front wheel drive. Can't keep up with it in a straight line, which means no matter how much speed he carries through the corners, he just cannot get back to him as we're now on lap 41. And look, this is probably his best chance yet. Down the inside, but he just can't get alongside and keep it there. The moment he hits the the clean air, no longer in the slipstream, he just can't keep up. It's a real shame for Smithy, who's driving brilliantly now. It's all over the back of Kim, but Kim knows all he's got to do is be neat and tidy, and he should be safe. Smithy would have to do a pretty incredible dive to probably stick it down the inside as we go on board with. So we just cut back to Senna and Ben. So we pulled away a little bit, but looks like we see Ben fairly close. Muller in 6th place right now. We're back on board with this 2nd position battle. I can tell you for one thing, that Gadget is a long way ahead on that 2-stop. Really used his strategy well. Didn't get damage, and Smithy clips the wall. And I think that will be curtains for Smithy's charge onto the 2nd position. Real shame there for Smithy. Miraculously not to get damage, but what a shame. It's been a scruffier race for Smithy, really gutsy though. He kept making small errors and costing himself some time, and then got a little bit dumped on by the game there with the pit entry glitch. But a really gutsy drive from the guys. Had a really unfortunate season. Oh, Senna goes wide. That's going to be Ben's chance to get back into 4th position. Can he carry the speed round the outside? No, he doesn't. Thinks better of it, but now he can cut back on the inside because Senna's got the dirty tyres and the bad line. He's going to have to carry that momentum because the Mustang will come back at him up into the heavy braking zone. Off the right-hander at the 2nd to last corner. There we go. Look at the power of the Stang though. He's going to have to be deep on the brakes. No, he just gives it back to Senna. Just takes it from around the outside. Ben should have been a little bit more robust there. He tried to brake later and take the inside line, but he barely won. And they were alongside each other. I think that was Ben probably settling for the 5th position. He pushed so hard back and forth. Some of the lower positions, Cafe had a few errors I should probably point out through the race. Wilco's back up to 7th position. That's a good drive by him after that engine damage early. Ricey looks like he's had a couple of problems, and that's Cafe round the outside into, before we even get to turn 1. Cafe on the freshest tyres of these guys. He pitted quite late, trying to make up the positions, and he lost. on that pit stop, and he's got the best tyres of these guys. So his best lap, a couple of laps to go. Number 6 car. Yeah, so these two cars quite similar in driving style. It's in the NSX. Probably a little bit better on the front turn-in than the Ferrari. The Ferrari a little bit better at accelerating, but it doesn't really matter because Wilco touched the outside grass, lost the momentum. They're going to be a pack of 3 into the penultimate corner. It's going to give Ricey a chance down the inside. Wilco, who was 7th, is now going to drop all the way down to 9th. But he really goes for it on the brakes. And he just runs it out deep. What a shame, it was worth a try. He's going to pick up probably some damage there. There's only a lap or so to go, so I wouldn't bother pitting for that damage. Just try and hold on. We are now on the final lap, and this man, he's taken no risks really. He made those 2 errors earlier. Made the adjustments required to get the car settled back down. And 2-stop really worked out for him today. Got out in clean air, did his own race, and Gadget takes his 2nd win of the season, puts himself up into the championship lead with 1 race to go, where he wants to be. There is Kim. As much as he's probably disappointed with 2nd place when he managed down to 1st, this is his best result in Tier 1 drag, so a great result for him. Holding off Smith all that time. Smith, who's actually come back to him a little bit, I think, in that final section. There's Senna just holding off Ben, but he loses it on the... Oh, will he manage to hold on to it? Looks like, yeah, he just about keeps it. So it's a 4th position for Senna, 5th for Ben, 6th place for Muller. Cafe will come home 7th. Wilco's already finished in 9th. Daz 10th. Ricey across the line as well. So after that fantastic race at Goodwood, Gadget takes pole position and the win for 52 points. Smithy stole fastest lap away for a 3rd, and Kim with a fantastic result in 2nd place, his best result in Tier 1 direct. So really congratulations to him. So if we now take a look at how that impacts the standings with 1 round to go, we can see that, like I said, Gadget takes the overall championship lead by 16 points coming into the final round. And it will be a showdown between him and Plux, because Dawson will not be attending that final race. Kim moves himself up into, well, technically 4th position with 148, his best season so far. Jumps Max. Max going to have to have a good race to take back that position. Senna, Smith, Muller, Cafe, and Ricey round out the top 10, and then we've got a very close battle for the last relegation spot between Canny, Daz and Wilco. Join us next time for round 8 at Kyoto in the Group 1s for the finale.